Hello and welcome. I'm Jacob, and we're going through the Altium Designer training video today. We're going to be talking about exporting Gerber and NC drill files to get that project up and running in real life. So anyways, let's bring up Altium Designer here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the project. So right now, it's important to remember your directory, wherever your project's located, because you'll need to access this to get the exported files. And we're going to use this merge board here for an example. So I'm going to go ahead and go open here. Alright, perfect. And we'll let it load up, and there we go. So anyways, you've been slaving over this for months and months. You're ready to get this thing cracked out and done. Alright, so first we're going to do is we're going to go File. Then we're going to go Fabrication Outputs. And we're going to select the NC drill files. Alright, so our manufacturer wants it to be in inches. And since they're using mils, thousandths of an inch. Format we're going to use 2.5. This should be plenty of resolution for what you need. Also make sure to have selected suppress trailing zeros. And also for reference to relative origin for this example. Some manufacturers want reference to absolute origin, and they can specify that somewhere, or you can ask them. But for now, for this example, we're going to use reference to relative origin. And the only thing you really need to check is optimize change location commands. That's about it. And so we're going to go OK. And we're going to go OK again. And there we go. All those little holes right there. So we can actually go ahead up to this tab here. You see the Camtastic tab right here, and a little asterisk means it needs to be it wants to be saved. But for now, we actually do not need to save this. So we're going to right-click on it, and we're just going to go close the cam. And we do not need to save any changes, so we'll go no. And there we go. Next thing we need to do is create the Gerber files. So we'll go File again. And we're going to go Fabrication Outputs, and we're going to select the Gerber files. We're going to begin with the General tab here. Again, we want it in inches for mils. 2.5, plenty of resolution. Layers, we're going to go to the pull-down menu, Plot Layers, and we're going to go Used On. This automatically selects all the actual layers that are being used in our project. And, it helps avoid any, extra layers we don't really need or even use. So for the mirrors, we'll leave it blank, unless your project calls for that. Drill Drawing tab, leave it as default. Apertures tab, leave that as default as well. Advanced tab, the only thing really to kind of look at is probably going to be reference, position on film area. Again, we're going to leave it as reference to relative origin. Reference to absolute origin is optional if your manufacturer requires that. But for right now, we're going to do reference to relative origin. And we're going to go OK. And there we go. Perfect. There's our Camtastic document with all the Gerbers layered on top of each other. We're going to then go ahead and right-click on the Camtastic tab again, just as before. And we're going to go close the Camtastic. And we're going to say no, we do not want to save any changes. That goes away. Perfect. And we go ahead and verify that our files have been output. So to do that, we're going to go down to our directory. And there we go. Look at all those files right there. So let's go through what files you're going to be needing to upload. This example is a 2-layer board, so all we're going to need is the bottom layer data. That's going to be our bottom copper layer, all our signals, and our ground plane as well, for this board at least. The bottom solder mask, that's to protect all the copper you don't want exposed. The keep out layer, it's a mechanical layer, and that is used for the outline of the board, so yes, include that. The next one is going to be the top layer Gerber data, and that's going to be the top layer of copper pretty much for all your signals and plane. And the overlay Gerber is going to be for the actual silkscreen and all your labeling for everything on the board. And the last file you're going to need for the Gerbers is going to be the top solder mask to protect all that copper you do not want exposed. And the final file will be the NC drill file, which is going to be here. And you carefully look at it and you can see a capital T, capital X, capital T extension, capital TXT extension for this NC drill file. And to verify it's NC drill, you just double click on it, open it up with, I guess you could say, with the notepad. And you'll see down here the X and Y's with numbers beside them. And that verifies right there that that's the NC drill file you're going to be needing to send. You go ahead and close that up. And those are pretty much all the files you need to upload to your manufacturer. So yeah, thanks for watching.